So the Raiders have decided to release head coach Mike McDaniels. Now that he was fired, they needed to sign a head coach that they feel could actually help rebuild this organization, bring it back to its former glory. So they hired none other than the former NFL quarterback Devion Bost. Bost played a short career in the NFL, but he didn't have too much success. He was a backup quarterback and never really got a shot to shine. He was on the Raiders team when they did win the Super Bowl, but as their backup. So, will we see Devion Bost lead this team back to the former glory, or will he just be another average coach like Mike McDaniels? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And as you can see, Coach Devion Bost is now the official new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders after them, of course, firing Mike McDaniels. This team is, it's kind of interesting. We have a solid receiving core. Hunter Renfrow, of course, not the oldest guy in he's not the youngest guy in this team. But who is the youngest guy is Michael Mayer, the guy the Raiders took in the draft. 76 overall. He's a rookie out of Notre Dame. Not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby, I should say. And he's definitely going to be our future at tight end for now. And he does have the day one starter tag, so he will be our starting tight end for sure. And his motivation were team has franchise QB. Jimmy Garoppolo is our current quarterback. Because I am using the updated rosters. So, yeah, he's a top 35 or top 32 tight end. So he's one of the top starting tight ends in the league. Not bad. Could be worse for sure. As a rookie, that's good. But yeah, and then we still got Josh Jacobs and Davante Adams. Those two are going to be carrying our team. Davante Adams, of course, after one season with the Raiders, he's kind of regretting his decision after the Raiders trading away Derek Carr. Actually, I don't think they traded him away. I can't remember what they did, but Derek Carr is no longer on the Raiders, so the only reason he actually came there was to be with Derek Carr because they're friends from Fresno State. So how will that affect them going into this season? Will the Jimmy G connection be good with Davante Adams, or will we have to sub in a backup at quarterback to try to get something going with Davante Adams and the rest of the team? Jimmy Garoppolo is certainly not my future plan at quarterback. As you can see, he's 30 years old. He's not going to be on our team for much longer. I imagine I'll just give him this 1 year to see how he does. And if he does well this year, he could potentially make us draft another position, because the defense does need to improve a lot too. There's not really much forcing us to go at quarterback right now, besides if Jimmy G plays bad. But if that is the case, I might have to think about trading away Davante Adams, because he is already around 30 years old mark. So he could very well get traded away. And the O-line's not that bad. But when you got this guy, Josh Jacobs, he's only a star dev, which is honestly surprising. He's not too old either. He's 24. Doesn't have a tag, but he will be our starting running back at 91 overall. He's definitely going to get better as he goes on in his career. He's only 24. He's definitely going to be my future running back if he doesn't want too big of a contract, which I'm hoping he doesn't want a gigantic contract, because he's a running back, and for whatever reason, running backs have been devalued. But yeah, I think that's all for our offense that I really want to discuss. We have a decent group of guys that could definitely win some games. I'm not going to expect a lot of games that we win. This offensive line is basically carried by our left tackle. a right tackle is our weakness. We need to build on that O-line. I could even go O-line in the draft. Like, we don't even have to go quarterback first pick for us. But, yeah, let me know how you're thinking this roster is going to turn out. Because this defense is carried by our two outside linebackers, Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. Max Crosby, he's only 25. He's 94 overall with an X factor at the age of 25. That's going to be pretty big for us because I'm going to try to get him on a contract extension, but his motivations aren't really that good right now. And we certainly need to improve our team. He's definitely going to be the centerpiece on defense for as long as we can keep him, because he's certainly going to help us out a lot. Now, as for Chandler Jones, that's going to be tough. But in the draft, their first round pick, they did end up selecting Tyree Wilson. He wasn't that bad at Texas Tech. He was actually good enough to get in the first round. Some even consider him to be a top end edge rusher prospect. I do need to go in and fix his number eventually, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. He is a 75 overall at 22 years old. Him and Max Crosby are definitely going to be our centerpieces on the defense to build around. Tyree Wilson is probably going to be a good edge rusher. He's definitely going to get some pressure on the offensive lines. Look forward to seeing him maybe get a couple of sacks this year. I'm not expecting too much out of him, but that's just how we're going to have to look at it. We're not going to have to expect too much out of our rookies, because this is not that good of a team. We're not playoff contention team, but our DB group is not that bad. It could be worse, but it could definitely be better. Marcus Peters is definitely leading this defensive group in the secondary, because even our safeties aren't that good. All these guys, I imagine they're almost all older. Probably not that young. They're probably actually pretty old. I would say maybe around the 30 age mark. But Chandler Jones, he's 32. He's only an 82. He's definitely regressed a lot. He's an X factor. We might look at trading him sometime this year, because I imagine he's going to retire in the next couple of years. I don't see him being a part of our future plans. We might end up trading him eventually, like maybe around the trade deadline. I just want to get as much out of him as I can. Try to boost him up a little bit to where teams are going to want him. He is actually got a lot of good motivations to want to stay with us. Now, I don't know if he's been misinformed or not, but we are not in the Super Bowl chase. We're not even a playoff contender. Chandler, you are probably going delusional, man. Yeah, we're not a Super Bowl contender. I don't know where you got that idea, pal, but yeah, this is not even a good team. Which, of course, is why Coach Devion Boss chose them to be his team, because he has history with them and because they aren't that good of a team, and he feels like he can lead them to the promised land, which is the Super Bowl, because he has Super Bowl experience as a player, but he's going to have to learn as a coach. Now, I will move Aiden O'Connell up just a little bit the second, because I want him to learn a little bit behind Jimmy G, because he could very well be our potential future quarterback. We'll have to see, though, as I'm changing up our schemes. I want to see what best fits this team. And as I go through it all, I see a bunch of, decent, not too bad, schemes, but yeah, that scheme, the West Coast Power Run, definitely fits us the best. And for the defensive side, the 3-4 under could match us 96%. The 3-4 under is the highest scheme fit we have. Only one position is not really fitting that scheme well, and it's strong safety. The strong safety position is not a good position right now for us. And since he did play, well, he also played for more than just the Raiders. He also played for the Rams. He got drafted by the Rams early 2000s. He played for a little bit. Then he retired as a Super Bowl winner with the Raiders. That is the backstory so far of him. And of course, I am going to be changing it up from last season, from the last one, and I'm going to keep the pre-generated draft class. And as you can see, there's actually a couple of quarterbacks in the top 10. Taj Leno, George Carl, Daryl Albert, and Eric Matthews, those top quarterbacks. We could potentially take one, or we could even take Ezekiel Abbott, Nathan Barnett, just really any offensive lineman to help us out, because we definitely need a offensive line. We also need quarterback. Not as big of a need as offensive line, because we still got Jimmy G, and we got Aiden O'Connell backing him up, just in case if we want to teach him up. But like I said, I don't think we're going to win that many games this year. I'm not going to shoot my shot at winning the Super Bowl this year, because we have no chance of winning it. We'll be the biggest underdog probably ever. So yeah, I'm going to set my sights on 4 wins. And that's going to be what that is. But on the opening week, I'm not going to expect much. This offense is not that good. We don't have a good quarterback. We got to roll the punches. So I think the defense is going to help us out a lot. The defense can definitely get some stuff from Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. Maybe even the rookie that we drafted, Tyree Wilson. And I believe we can disrupt the pass, because Justin Herbert, he struggled a lot under the OC. So I believe that we can hold him to less than 200 yards passing. Plus, they might just run it the entire time, because I've played against the Chargers a lot, and they run it a lot. Trust me. So I believe that we can actually get a bunch of stops if we play our cards right, if we don't play it stupid. But they could also run it, because if they have Austin Eckler or Isaiah Spiller running it, they're pretty deadly. They're going to be a big problem. So I'm just going to, even though I said I wanted to stop the run, or stop the pass, I feel like we can still stop the run, stop their offense just from destroying us. Now, blitz counter, I don't really feel like that's going to be an issue. Our offensive line is just trash, so it's not really going to help us much. But I think we're fine. I think we can definitely try to pass it a little bit. I like passing the ball, but I also like running it. So I want to try to get Josh Jacobs at least up from start. Now, for my 3 that I want to keep trying to train, like focus training, Michael Mayer is one of them, Tyree Wilson's another, but Dylan Parham, I'm sorry, man, you can skedaddle your way out of here, because I want to try to build up another receiver just in case we do trade away Devontae Adams, and his name is Trey Tucker. Now, he's 20 years old. I imagine he's a rookie, because that's the youngest you can get, and you can't get any younger than that. And that makes you a rookie. So I want to try to build these 3 up. And I think that would be pretty cool if we could build those 3 up. Now, hopefully we don't have any injuries during training. And so far, it's looking like we do not. And on the defense, we are going to be good. Now, for the offense, we will also be good. So we're going to be going 100% into this game. Now, here we go. the first game of the entire series. It's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the LA Chargers in Los Angeles and SoFi Stadium. Of course, the Chargers led by the dynamic duo of Justin Herbert, Gerald Everett. Actually, no, more than just a dynamic duo. Justin Herbert has a bunch of targets. He has running back Isaiah Spiller, wide receiver Keenan Allen, tight end Gerald Everett. They even drafted a receiver, Quentin Johnston. So maybe Quentin Johnston will also get some targets. And we could potentially see a big game from Isaiah Spiller here and Justin Herbert, and actually a bunch of people on the Chargers team. But we could also see a big game out of Jimmy G, Devontae Adams, maybe even some of our rookies. And you can't forget Josh Jacobs, of course. But I'm expecting our defense to do somewhat decent. Not like good. I'm expecting our offense to put up a fair bit amount of yards. We could very well struggle, because this Chargers team is pretty good. And we are, if you don't know, quite the opposite of good. So here we go. Justin Herbert on his first drive of the season. And his coach drafted him a fair bit of talent to surround him. And of course, I can't forget Mike Williams for the Chargers. So it looks like they're going to send a man in motion, and they're going to start off the season with a run. And that's going to pick up enough for the first down. Now, of course, on first down, the last 3 and out, they did only get 1 yard. But here we go. They're going to continue to move down the field. Spillane getting the tackle. One man in the backfield. The Chargers could potentially look to run here, but no, they're going to pass it. And he's going to throw over the middle, and that's caught by number 89. And that is going to be a first down. So the Chargers are in field goal range. Herbert is going to look to throw it again, but it's Divine Diablo with the interception and first pick of the season for Justin Herbert. He almost goes out of bounds, but wait, he could return it all the way, and that's going to be a pick 6 by Divine Diablo. So our defense, the Raiders defense, getting on the board first. So the first point of the Raiders' entire season and of our series is going to be from Divine Diablo and a pick 6 by the defense. So here we go. The Chargers going to look to try to redeem themselves here, going back out on offense, and it looks like they're going to run it for a decent gain. And they do end up picking the first down up. So here we go. Back on the field, and that's going to be a catch by number 81, Mike Williams. Now, even further down the field, it's going to be a 3rd and 1. This could be a big play if the Raiders could get a stop, and they do! Nichols with the tackle for loss. Spiller just didn't get any time to get past him. He saw a hole, but Nichols just got off the lineman and let him know. So here we go, the Chargers going to try to get the first points of their season, and it's going to be no good. So the Raiders will get good field position at almost the 50. That's going to be a pretty good drive, and the Raiders could continue their success. Jimmy Garoppolo making his debut on the Raiders, of course. Josh Jacobs is going to get a nice run for 2 yards to start off their season. We're looking for big things out of Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams, as they are our stars. And that one's going to be incomplete, as there was just too much pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo. So that's going to bring it to 4th down. The Raiders do end up punting the ball. So Justin Herbert's going to take another shot on the field. And that's Gerald Everett going to get a big gain. And that's to the 38-yard line. Great play, great catch, great everything. And Justin Herbert is going to throw it for Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is a stud receiver, but that's going to be big enough, long enough for a first down. And he's going to find Keenan Allen again, but that's going to be short. Keenan Allen getting up and down the field with ease. Justin Herbert finding his man. He's casually slinging the rock. And going to keep casually slinging the rock as he's going to find Jesse Palmer for the catch. Or Joshua Palmer. I don't know his first name. Whatever. And Keenan Allen's going to stretch out for the touchdown. Now, I don't quite know if he got that because his knee might have been down. But I'm not going to challenge that because Madden screws you over no matter what. Because it's in the game. And now Jimmy G is going to try to get this back into the game. And that's going to be Jacoby Myers wide open. And he's going to get a big gain. And getting down to the opposite 49-yard line. Jacoby Myers not really been too productive in his career so far. But that could all change under the supervision and coaching of Coach Devion Boss. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo gets his first pick, showing exactly why he's not too good of a quarterback. He's just a good game manager and not really a franchise quarterback. But I wouldn't say that's entirely on him. As you can see, Davante Adams just not really stopping right correctly. He ran, I wouldn't say the wrong route. He just didn't get good positioning. And number 89 going to make that catch. And that's going to be a first down. They're already on the other side of the field. They're in field goal range. Justin Herbert's been lighting them up all day so far. So 45 seconds left in the half. Less than a minute. Herbert going to look around. He's going to find his man. And that's Gerald Everett with the touchdown. Man, this defense is getting rocked right now. I can't say much about our defensive performance other than pitiful. This has been an experience. We are losing 14-7 at halftime. We have no rushing yards. That's disappointing, but let's check out how the rest of the league is doing right now. The Cardinals and the Chiefs right now. The Cardinals are winning 21-14 against Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes no longer has Tyreek Hill. And it's actually been a couple of years since he's lost Tyreek Hill. But the Saints and the Falcons, oh my goodness, the Falcons. Desmond Ridder going absolutely crazy. I think we know who won that division. I mean, it's only 1 week. But Tennessee at New York. And it's actually a tied game. So 39 seconds left in the first half. It's looking like a nice game in New York. Actually, that's in Tennessee. Never mind. But Josh Jacobs going to get a run, and that's not going to pick much up, but he's going to get back up and gain 4 yards. So after another play, we gain 1 yard. And now we're back on offense, and that's almost intercepted, but it's batted away. And our defense actually managed to get a stop, so we're back on offense. Josh Jacobs making a move, and he's going to pick up a decent amount. That's about 6 yards. And after a penalty, it's going to drive us to 2nd and 14. And Davante Adams making a nice grab, and that's actually a pretty nice throw by Jimmy Garoppolo. Straight in between them. You have to be a veteran to make that, or you have to play like a veteran. As Josh Jacobs getting a big run, his largest run of the day. That's a really nice run. Josh Jacobs is showing why he's worth big money. So in comes the backup running back. But that's not going to matter as Hunter Renfrow making the catch, and he's going to pick up enough for a first down. Now Raiders in a running formation, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Jacobs makes a cut to the outside. He's going to try to juke back in, but he's going to gain enough to make it 1st and goal. at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for the Raiders. He's going to hand it off to Jacobs. Jacobs going to get down to the 4-yard line. Jacobs has been slowly moving this downfield. And he's going to get stuffed, but not after a gain of 1. 3rd and goal. Could the Raiders get Jimmy Garoppolo's first passing touchdown of the season? And that one's going to be incomplete. So it's 4th and goal, but the Raiders are going for it. And it's a throw to Jakobi Meyers, and it's caught. The first touchdown catch this season. So the first touchdown by Jimmy Garoppolo, or by any quarterback, the first passing touchdown goes to Jakobi Meyers, who's trying to start the season off hot, as he wants to redeem himself in his career so far. It's not been the greatest, but you can't really blame him, as Herbert is going down, and that's Byron Young getting his first sack of the game. Great sack by him, and that's going to lead us to getting a 4th down punt. And Jacobs powering through everybody and getting down the field with ease, showing that he's the big dog on campus over here. In Las Vegas, he's the show, and he's probably going to have to carry us. As what a run! What a run by White. Zamir White making an excellent run, spinning off tackles. And now we're going to try to kick the field goal. Can he actually make it from here? And the kick is up, and the kick is no good. I cannot believe it. And it was just short. So now the Chargers are going to have good field position, as we need a turnover. And it looks like they're going to run the clock out as much as they can. We iced the kicker, called a timeout. So now with 2 seconds left, the Chargers are going to try to kick the field goal to win the game. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Raiders end up losing week 1 under Coach Devion Boss. Wasn't too bad of a game. We tried to get Josh Jacobs involved a lot with the running game, but we were just getting stuffed. We couldn't get anywhere. I mean, our defensive line played okay. We had a couple of sacks. But it's just rough. I mean, it was a 3-point game with the Chargers. The Chargers are, and I'd say they're a playoff-worthy team. They make the playoff a lot. But as you can see, Justin Herbert, not necessarily his best game. He did end up throwing a pick. 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Jimmy Garoppolo didn't even get 100 yards, playing terrible. But we're not trying to play it too risky. Coach Boss is not trying to make Jimmy G throw any unnecessary throws, but eventually it's going to happen. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get a pick, or 2 in this case. He does throw 1 touchdown on 4th and goal to Jakobi Meyers, but Jimmy Garoppolo, he's definitely not the future on our team. And Josh Jacobs, he got 77 yards. No touchdowns, unfortunately. He kept getting stuffed. Couldn't really run it that much, so we didn't quite get him to over 100 yards rushing. But we couldn't really do nothing that much about that. But Isaiah Spiller, he played pretty good. 66 yards, not bad. And Zamir White, he played freaking good, man. He's definitely going to be a pretty good running back eventually. But Keenan Allen, actually, Jakobi Meyers played... Okay, I'm not going to say we played good because we didn't. But Michael Mayer, the rookie tight end, actually getting a couple catches. He made his debut today as well. He played decent. I wouldn't say he played bad. But Devontae Adams only getting 1 catch. He didn't really get open that much. But of course, he was probably getting locked up by the corner. I don't know who it was. But we got to see who got a sack. And Byron Young, I thought we got more sacks. But apparently Byron Young was the only guy to get one. So good job, Byron Young. And apparently he's a rookie. I didn't notice that. But he is a rookie, so... Or maybe not, I really don't understand. But interceptions, Divine Diablo, our only player to get a pick. Early in the game, actually. That was actually the first score of the game, believe it or not. He might improve from this. Yeah, I think he could very well get improved eventually. But Max Crosby, he's a little upset that we didn't complete our goal of limiting him. Actually, we did limit him to less than 200 passing yards. Oh wait, it's because we lost. So basically, to complete that goal, we achieved less than 200 passing yards for Justin Herbert, but we didn't win. So now we start the season at 0-1 in probably the toughest division, so any win means a lot. But we will be facing the Arizona Cardinals, who did end up beating the Chiefs, so we'll have to see how that turns out. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit all the above, you know, the usual. And don't forget to have a nice day. Peace out, guys.